Hello, guys. Welcome to Sound of Manchester. My name is Anurag, and my smile might be a little bit of fake enthusiasm because that is what we can pull off at best. Because all around Manchester United, it's all disappointment, disappointment, disappointment. On Sunday, actually, we were all expecting Alex Telles and Edinson Cavani to be announced. There was not too much positivity there, but it could have been a lot more positive had the game gone positively. But let's not talk about that. I think that was perhaps the theater of dreams turning into a theater of nightmares that day. And uh, and also, just to address one current rumor that is that's taking rounds today, guys. There are plenty of rumors which are telling Sancho's deal was about to cost the Glazers 250 million pounds, euros, whatever, due to which the Glazers were not able to fund the money. So, just a little bit of information for you guys. Every transfer that ever happens, it doubles up to the transfer money that we get to know. Every transfer, it happens the same way. It is not that. Please do not fall for the traps. It was a message written by Avram Glazer, forwarded to Woodward. Woodward forwarded that to the press, and British media, as always, makes every one of us believe that Manchester United probably had the money, probably did not have the money, but they just want to play the victim card here, which is not the case. Please do not fall for this again and again. That is the current state of the club. I just want to bring in Kushagra into the discussion. I know this is I cannot remember since I started watching football. This perhaps is the most disappointing window of all time for me. And some people were even rating it 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. I can't think past three at best. What do you say about Kushagra?
I saw a tweet by one of these accounts. I don't know. I won't take. I probably do remember the name of the account. I would not like to take its name.
Hmm.
It talked about the last time we missed out on a world class winger and
Ronaldinho, huh? Yeah,
and everything like that. His name was Ronaldinho Gaucho and
yeah.
everything else. And
Nonsense.
we signed who instead? We signed a young and
Ronaldo.
upcoming Cristiano. You know, you guys often take punts over. I've been watching football since the ages and everything else,
Mhm.
but I am old enough to remember Cristiano coming to the club. I'm old enough to remember how he got abused from pillar to post for the first couple of years when United did not win anything. If you remember, there
Yeah.
were there were protests against Fergie as well when Mourinho won those two titles, with people calling for his head because it had been 3 seasons he had not won the league, with Wenger winning one of them.
Yep.
So it was quite a catastrophe there. And what people, in the romanticism of the three amazing incredulous seasons that Cristiano had with this club, '06 to '09, people forget the 3 seasons that he took to develop to that level. And they're comparing Diallo, and they're comparing, I'm forgetting the name of the
Pellistri. Facundo Pellistri.
Pellistri. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pellistri. Comparing Pellistri to that, and just trying to justify these signings is just, it's beyond my intelligence. I posted something to the likes of a 31-year-old number seven on ridiculous wages, followed by a 33-year-old number seven on ridiculous wages. You spent best part of 18 months trying to get Alexis Sanchez out of the club. You paid his wages. You did everything for him to facilitate his move to Inter Milan. You even ended up paying about 60% of his contract, 50 to 60% of his remainder of his contract,
And let
just
him
so
go for
that,
free.
yeah, just so that you could get him off your wage bill. And you've done what? You signed a player who PSG told last winter that we're not going to re-sign you, who's played 35 times in 2 years, who scored just just about 11 league goals in 2 seasons. He is not, for all those people talking about, we got Zlatan from PSG and everything else. Zlatan came in with 38 goals in all competitions. Zlatan was the best player at PSG when he came to United. He was the best player in the French league when he came to Manchester United. You know who's the best player in the French league last year? It surely wasn't Mr. Edinson Cavani.
Yep.
And also one more thing, you spoke about the board being inept. If the board cannot do anything after the joint worst home defeat in United's history, then I'm sorry, I don't see them doing anything ever. We spoke about this last time as well. It doesn't matter to them. It just does. We don't matter. Nothing matters as long. And you talked about finances. If there is such a crunch, could you not have postponed your dividends? Could you, as majority shareholders, Clearly, even I know that amount of economics. As majority shareholders, you pull out the maximum amount of share dividends, isn't it? Couldn't you forego that for the health of your business? If that can't be forgoed, but your critical aspects of your business, I'm talking about it purely as a business, because it was so clear yesterday as well. It's not just the fact that this club is a business, and I won't take credit for saying this because I heard Goldbridge say it for the first time,
Yeah.
and I've been thinking about this the entire time. I've said this on this very channel. It's the worst run $1 billion franchise in the world, and at this point, it doesn't even look like a franchise. It just looks like an entity. They don't even, the basic functionalities of the entity also not fulfilled. So this is going to continue. This is it is Pratmesh was mentioning a TIFO video, which I would highly recommend our viewers to check out the TIFO channel as well. They've done a fantastic piece of Manchester United in the finances. The loan is going to be is the period for the loan ends in 2029. It was a 25-year-old loan. Okay, and in all probabilities, the banks will extend it because it's more
Yeah.
profitable for them, for United to keep paying interest. So Anurag, as you started with saying, after a 6-1 defeat by not defeat, 6-1 mauling, absolute thrashing, undressing, and ass whipping by Spurs, the club doesn't react. The club gets two 18-year-olds and tries to justify those signings and gives the most iconic shirt in.
United history. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was about to say English football, but we don't matter anymore. So the most iconic shirt in United's history. What a fucking joke, dude.
Yeah. Indeed. Oh my God, there is plenty of points to pick up from there. Kushagra, like even Mark Goldbridge was saying, you just talked about, you just were, reluctant to say this was the best jersey in all of England. And even I remember Mark Goldbridge saying that we don't matter anymore in English football, and there is no sort of jealousy anymore in him that the other clubs are doing well. Now, what else do we expect? Everyone else is run by uh, people with sane heads. Obviously, they are going to do well. You and we see clubs like Bayern Munich who are like absolutely. I think the best run football club in the entire world, and you see all of these historic clubs, all of these clubs with zero history. Leicester City, look at Leicester City, look at Everton. Everton are now contending for the title, and they just signed Olsen. What are signing for them? I mean, on loan deal, but I think that is a move that looks like they're clearly going for the title. They want to go for it, and they identify that Pickford is not good enough for them, and they've done it. That's so and I wanted to bring this to you, Pratmesh. The board also mentioned that I mean that's what the top tier journalists are telling, that they are happy with what happened in the transfer window this season, and I could not have disagreed more. I know all of us do. That's an understatement to say that we disagree. So what is your take on that?
Okay. If the board think they're happy, I mean, I really don't have words because such was the situation on Sunday when we got thrashed by Tottenham that you just called Old Trafford a theater of nightmares. I don't think it was that for Jose. I think Jose was having his best day, probably in a Tottenham jersey.
Definitely,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
and definitely probably in his best day in the last 5-6 years. But apart from that, with our board, I think one thing that our board has been consistently doing over the years is, the way that they have pseudo supported the managers. When Moyes came in, obviously there was a huge talk of the likes of Gareth Bale, Ronaldo returning rather. They wanted to sign Cesc Fabregas as well. Ended up signing Fellaini on deadline day. Fellaini, I respect the man, but yeah,
Even Thiago, by the way, back in the day.
yeah, even
Alcantara.
Thiago itself.
Yeah, yeah.
But Alcantara, yeah, and to whom apparently Rangnick said he's not United material. I don't believe that, but that was the scene. Then obviously Moyes got sacked in between the season. We signed Louis Van Gaal. Louis Van Gaal brought in. I have to say fantastic players because I know the likes of Angel Di Maria didn't play well. He used United as stepping stone, etc. But a signing in itself, even if it was planned in a way where he wanted to move on after a season or two, they could have done played better with him. Falcao was at his peak, but he was injured before, so that didn't work out. Uh, Such players were signed by United. Then the next season, we again had some transfer issues. We signed really, I mean, we signed Schweinsteiger 5 years after we should have signed him. Uh, we signed Schneiderlin, who didn't really work out at the club. We signed Martial, who's still there, but and a good talent. But again, he was undersupported. Louis Van Gaal in his second season. When Mourinho came in again, spent huge bucks in the first season.
He was about to quit.
Yeah, spent huge bucks in the second season as well. But in the third season, he just got Fred. I mean, uh, it didn't make
Fred
sense
and
because
Diogo Dalot, and
y-
I think the keeper I forgot, Lee Grant. Yeah, those
yeah,
were the signings in
yeah,
Jose's third
you
season.
don't really consider Diego Dallo right now was not really doing well at the club, but
Not at the club anymore,
Out of
bro.
the club,
not
yeah,
at the club anymore.
AC Milan.
Not at the club. It, one of the most rather more interesting things when Ole came in, and we played a few good games at the start. We had a good run, and then obviously it didn't. It went south after that, and then again at the start of last season, we spent huge bucks on Maguire, where we got absolutely looted. Van Bissaka, which probably we paid 10-15 million more than we could have, and we have been overspending since. I think overspending for a long time now. We have been overspending since Fellaini, but that is what has happened every season. That the manager in his first season has got immense amount of money to spend, which hasn't been spent wisely at all. When you spend 80 million on a Maguire, when you spend 80 million on a Lukaku, when you spend, I agree Paul Pogba was a world class player, etc. But they did spend a huge fee for him. It was world record fee at that time, and obviously his contract was what it was. You spend huge bucks on Alexis Sanchez. There it really hasn't there really hasn't been a plan of spending this money. It has been just spend, probably develop that PR, sell jerseys, not really adjust to the style that the manager wanted. Even this season, I mean, was Alex Telles really our first choice left back signing? No, he wasn't. I understand the Reguilon deal didn't go through because of certain reasons, and I like Alex Telles personally, so I think he's the only signing I'm actually happy with. Edinson Cavani, you got to be kidding me, man, because I would have just extended Igalo's deal if that was the case, because at least Igalo was playing more regularly than Cavani, and I don't know, man. I mean, handing him the number 7 jersey for what joy? The only thing that I think Cavani guarantees for 156K a week is work rate. And I don't think I'm going to pay that much for Edinson Cavani if he's going to guarantee only work rate right now. And the other two signings, I think Amar Traore did watch a few videos of him, tried to find him on FIFA. Difficult guy, but you know he seems a decent player. And Pellistri, I don't know, man, because never even watched him, never even heard of him, and all of a
It was a
sudden,
suggestion made by Diego Forlan because there was a point when he was coaching him. So yeah,
yeah, I mean, our ex players make a lot of suggestions. It's not as if we take all of them really seriously.
I
Patrice
think
Evra
one
keeps
player, one
making
ex-player who should
suggestions.
stop making suggestions is Ryan Giggs. I'm sorry. I think I love the guy, but
Yeah, and I
yeah.
mean, you look at Patrice Evra's suggestions, right? He was there at the club for a long time during Ole. You see what he's given a statement today that about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer himself. So it tells you a lot about where this club is going wrong. And as a fan, it was very difficult for me to speak all this and keep myself sane. I have, fortunately, because I guess I did have a good evening's sleep because night was absolutely horrible waiting for Cavani all the time. And I don't know why I even did that. But you know that is the scenario. It's absolutely horrendous on the pitch, off the pitch. In terms of the commercial aspect, we are fantastic. We're the best run club in the world commercially, but when comes to on the pitch and actually delivering somewhere, director of football nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, just to make some points clear to our viewers, we don't want to be completely negative about the players who came in. See, It's not about the players. It's not about. There's nothing personal about the players. If Edinson Cavani comes out and scores a goal, and if there is a new chant that the Manchester United fans are making, we'd be the first ones to sing that chant. There is absolutely no question about that. It's the panic with which these players came in. It's the panic with was Amad Traore. Okay, I have actually been listening to United, sort of inquiring about Amad Traore from for a month, but that never really came from any top tier source. Fabrizio never talked about it. Dimasio never talked about it. The big ones never talked about it. It was just a rumor floating around, and he was like one of the 753 people who were linked with us. So it just felt like no one. I didn't really. If anyone comes out and says now that we were tracking him from a long time and this was a beautifully
That's what
worked
Ole
out deal.
said, right? That's
Yeah,
what Ole said.
my ass, bro. I'm sorry, but that's what they're going to make it appear like. See, again, and you were just talking about Jose Mourinho. Uh, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got into an unnecessary banter.
Yeah,
Mourinho gave a savage response, and he comes to Old Trafford, bangs us left, right, center, everywhere, 6-1. And I just hope Amazon is not continuing with that series, because this particular episode,
they're not.
from the moment Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gave that statement after the Brighton game till Mourinho just tapping him on his face. Oh God, I think there are plenty of opposition fans who are absolutely going to love it, who are going to watch it on rewatch it and rewatch it and improve Amazon
I would
sales
have watched
literally.
it, dude. I would have watched it. I'm a Jose fan myself. I would have watched it.
I
And
would have absolutely not. Yeah,
Jose has been talking a lot about Luke Shaw, right?
yeah,
Babysitting Luke Shaw, etc.
and he's
Where did
been
all the
getting,
goals come from?
yeah. And let's
Oh,
okay.
come on. You
I
can't
think
say
there's
all the goals. Come on, man.
see
Okay,
We
like
also have a
I'm
fridge at
not.
the back.
let's not
I'm
forget
sorry, we
let's not
also have a
forget the
fridge at the
first goal,
back.
the
Yeah.
place where the whole it started. Maguire was the person who started the entire thing
How is
again.
he still the bloody captain of this
Captain.
football club?
वो तो, that was basically,
We had this chat like when the season ended last year, last season, right?
Hmm.
yeah.
How is he still the captain?
God knows.
Yeah, basically
Yeah, see,
he was
basically,
just
yeah.
saying कि to Luke Shaw, अरे डिफेंडिंग मैं कर लूंगा तुम ड्रीम 11 पे टीम बना लो.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That is a sort of a problem right now. And see,
तो कर लेता ना defending.
Luke Shaw has not been brilliant. I think we can all agree upon that. But he's not the primary problem. If anyone says that, I would really be surprised. See, if the wing backs or the full backs are not really playing well, you can still defend well. You can still defend well. Trust me, because their role is different. If the centre backs are doing even half a mistake, and our Maguire, he literally pulls down our own players. I mean, what else could you do? That is the
What was
most.
he doing? Like
I
Anurag,
have no
just a
idea. I have
question
no
for
idea.
you.
Was
What
he
was he
just
doing?
was he confusing Luke Shaw with
So
Son or something?
did he
I,
suddenly go colorblind like right at
I
the
have no
I think he was
idea.
confusing. He was confusing a striker. He was confusing a striker.
Did
Saying,
he
"I am
did
going
he
to do the
just
job for you."
confuse Harry Kane's accent with Luke Shaw? God knows how in the hell did he? I mean, Luke Shaw could have cleared that ball. Luke Shaw could have very easily cleared that ball, because he was dragged back. He got a like I think 10% of his foot to it, and obviously it went
nothing
nowhere.
happened. Yeah.
So again, okay,
Move on. Moving
we can
on.
talk as much about Jose and everything. This is a never-ending topic. But from Jose coming to our current manager, again, no backing. One of the reasons why Ole didn't get one of the primary players that he wanted, Jack Grealish, was because the board promised him Jadon Sancho will come in, and we were all very confident, because even a club like United, even with owners like this, we eventually thought they will, uh, pay that money out. We were all expecting a final day bid. Maybe not Prathamesh, but most people did, because that's see, even that is I'm talking from a pure business point of view. I think they, even had they gone for Jadon Sancho, it would have been purely for business reasons. I don't think that would have been anything to improve the club or anything, or title winning. I don't think that's a part of the agenda anymore. So all of now, again, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has two or three or four more players who are not first team starters. Again, people who will take a lot of time to adjust. But guess who is the person who doesn't have the time? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer himself. Right after the transfer window, We keep witnessing reports, we keep seeing reports. Most, I think these the sources from which they came in, we can draw one conclusion that these are reports that are coming from Manchester United, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is in danger, and we might see a former Tottenham manager as early as November. That is the current talk. Kushagra, it flows, yes.
I mean, what do you want me to say? Really,
चैनल
just
ऐसा नहीं
is.
चलता भाई, कुछ बोलना पड़ता है.
It's
Uh,
okay.
no, you see, it's what I find ironic. Pratmesh keeps pulling my leg and keeps comparing me to the guy who I feel is probably the best pundit in the world. If you roll back about 2 years back, that result against Newcastle, it was around this time,
3-2, yeah.
and before that match, the reports were out, right? Regardless of the result, Bruce is
Yeah,
out.
that game was it for him. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember on Sky, the presenter. I think Kelly Coates was there,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
Kelly Coates asked Gary, such and such are the reports, and according to us, these are Jose's final 90 minutes at OT, and he was stunned. He was lost for words. At that point, I did not agree with Gary Neville, and because I had my own personal ideology on Jose Mourinho. I never felt he should have come to this club. But what's so heartbreaking, Anurag? Like, I don't even want to be angry anymore. That is how much it hurts. We've just gotten used to this. We have, we just been slapped around so much by this club, and I mean the whole concept of loving something or following something or being attached to something has been abused, and this is the cycle that's going to happen now. You spoke about Pochettino, and realistically, what were any United fans expecting last season? Do you not think how many semifinals were there? Three semifinals, right?
Yeah.
Do you not think three semifinals and a third spot was probably it with that squad?
Not even
Considering
expecting that.
considering he did not have Pogba for like 90% of the season, did not have Martial and Rashford for 40 and 50% of the season respectively, and I'm talking stats, not just out of my ass, and did not have Bruno Fernandes at all for the first 20 games in the league.
and not to forget
What?
this. I know you don't really admire Jose, but this is what he said. That second position was the best he could do with Manchester United, and
Yeah, I mean,
I
now
agree.
you think now to come to think of it, I feel that genuinely is one of Jose's best achievements because if you remember
after
that
Porto,
summer in
yeah,
2017, no, that summer in 2017 when he had won the Europa League and everything
yeah,
else, I remember desperately he wanted, I have his,
Skriniar,
no, not Skriniar,
the
Perisic.
position, Perisic, okay,
Perisic.
Perisic.
yeah.
How
Yeah.
desperately he wanted to pair Perisic with Lukaku. How desperately he wanted a right winger. Do you
Yeah,
not remember
and I think one of the
2017?
primary targets was Alvaro Morata that time. Alvaro Morata back in the time he was
Yeah,
actually
Yeah.
one of
yeah.
the top talents.
Alvaro Morata was the
Yeah,
target, but at the last moment, there were complications with Alvaro Morata's deal, and also because United had already done business with Raiola. At that point, Lukaku was with Raiola. Now he's with First Nation Sports under Jay Z. So he was with Raiola and using their contacts with Raiola, and also the fact United once again at that point in time paid in full the amount Everton asked.
Yeah.
Did they or did they
but
not? That
still,
was
yeah,
3 years back, around approximately 75 million pounds, 75 and
yeah.
5 add-ons. There were, I think it was overall 80, but United never really, fulfilled the other things for him to be 80, right? So
Yeah,
United
Yeah.
ended up
That was
paying.
that was that was like 100 million deal with Rooney going
closely.
the
Yeah,
other way. That is what the 20 million was like.
Yeah,
That it
yeah,
was that
yeah,
way.
yeah. So you're telling me in 2017, Romelu Lukaku is 100 million or 80 million plus add-ons. Jadon Sancho is not 108.
and that
Kai
was a discounted
Havertz,
price. I felt
yeah,
that's literally.
Kai Havertz has gone for what? 90 million plus
Yeah.
add-ons, right?
Yep,
Okay, fine. Suppose they don't pay any add-ons. Kai Havertz has gone for 90 million. You think Jadon Sancho is not 20% better than him? I mean,
my
I
goodness.
don't know what to say, Anurag. I mean, I we talked about Traore, 100% Solskjaer doesn't see Traore at this point. 100%. He cannot last. I don't think he'll last beyond October. Have you seen the run of games? Got Newcastle, PSG, Arsenal, Chelsea, Everton, Leipzig.
All teams better
He-
than us.
Way better than us. Not even better than us.
Even Newcastle.
Yes, and it's an away game. If you remember last year, those two ginger players of theirs,
One
those two
brother,
brothers.
yeah. Who said
And
Saint
we
Maximan
and we
assisted it?
we
I
we
think
wanted to sign one,
Yeah,
and we
Saint Maximan ended Diego Dallo that day.
yeah.
My
So
goodness.
I
I
mean, you
think
asked
I
me.
think what I think is, instead of spending money on whoever we did, I honestly felt even at this middle of last season we should have signed Allens and Maximan instead. But not going there.
Yeah.
But
Oh, come
that's
on. There's so many people we could have signed. I'll just tell you, okay. Just let's
yeah,
one final point on
similar
this.
money. I mean, 20 odd million something.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. One final point on this before I'll give back to Anurag. Uh, Anurag, you go to a shop. You really like hide and seek biscuits, okay? I'll keep it for our Indian viewers. Uh, for anyone else who ends up watching us from outside, hide and seek are really popular biscuits, the chocolate biscuits. So you really like hide and seek biscuits, right, Anurag?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You go to the
Who
shop
doesn't?
and yeah, you want to buy a pack, and the shopkeeper says, "Hey, this is for 30 bucks." Okay, and you tell the shopkeeper, "So, bro, it is 10 p.m. right now. Till when do you keep your shop open?" He tells you, "We shut off at 11." You say, "Acha, 30 bucks. Can you do this? I'll give you 10 bucks today. Tomorrow I'll come to buy some ice cream, out of which I'll pay 5 bucks more on that ice cream price. Then day after tomorrow I'll come to collect some something else, some bread or something else, and I'll give you 5 bucks more there. And in this period of 5 days, I'll end up paying you 30 bucks." That is one scenario. Okay. Or what you do is you come back at 11:25, hoping that because his shutter is going to go down, he might sell it to you for 25 bucks, or he might sell it to you for 22 bucks. This is what United is. They
Truly,
want to buy
truly.
hide and seek just just at their own price. The problem is they go for a hide and seek, but they get poop in a wrapper.
Poop in a wrapper. Incredible. See, exactly. Again, if you look at all the, there are a lot of away fans. These are the people I find it more tricky to, and I can't even explain their sorrow. Ray, your club is spending money, your club is spending. How can you keep complaining? We all felt Koulibaly 80 million was a joke. Look who ended up being the funniest jokers. I mean, who ended up being the jokers? We s- eh, Now I think in hindsight now I feel we should have paid even maybe 100 for Koulibaly. I think that even that wouldn't have been a literally bargain. I think he would have provided performances at least worth 60 million.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and he would have made us instantly better. Again, who were the other targets last season? I think Bruno Fernandes was a target right from the outset. Let's not. Uh, I know club has come and said we only tried him in January and we got him and blah 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 blah. But he was in the radar
the
right from the summer.
MUTV guy himself said that United have been trying for you for
Yeah,
a
what a
season.
what a shambles, man. That
I mean,
I mean, you
इतना
look
script भी नहीं लिख सकते ये लोग.
exactly. See, maybe that guy is so honest.
I,
He
I
he
was
loves
just
the club.
googling. I was just googling the MUTV response, and he's right.
Goodness me, bro. Goodness me. See, again, Prathamesh, this is what again have been we've been talking about. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer having done what he did with that particular squad, where only we had literally 11 players who can play, and each in one position, not like we have two people who can play in one
Yeah.
position, each in one position, quite literally. With Mason Greenwood, literally not interested in that right winger role. He is playing it because there is no one else. And with that 11, he actually almost tournaments across four tournaments, he provided a third place finish around about three semifinals plus a
Yeah.
third place finish in the Premier League. You can people keep talking about his lack of managerialship. Okay, to a certain extent, I agree. He's not been spot on in this season, but it's not a small achievement, guys. I mean, sometimes people keep saying it's not about the tactics. It's about how much positivity you instill. Some people go on to say it's 70% man management and 30% tactics. The role of a manager is. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did okay. Whatever he might be bad, he might be good. That's for another day to discuss. He did everything that was needed to be backed again. He needed one player who can come in straight away into the team. and who can straight away bang in those goals. Jadon Sancho was one. Jack Grealish was one. Jack Grealish wasn't a part of the radar because the board had promised him Jadon Sancho, and he ends up getting another set of players who don't fit into the team again. Where does this go from here, Prathamesh?
Okay. Spending 25 million plus add-ons on Ahmad Traore, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So just
Panic
wanted
buy.
to put that out there.
Yeah,
Uh, with Ole wanted Jude Bellingham for the same price. Did not get
indeed,
him.
literally. Yeah,
Did not get him. Ole wanted Erling Haaland, same
Same one.
price. Did not
did
get
not
him.
get it.
Guaranteed goal scorer by the way. Okay, you're talking about
I
108
remember
million.
Haaland's
108
first goal. Yeah, I remember Haaland's first goal for Dortmund.
हाँ
He took a
108
couple
मिलियन
of
का
touch.
पैसा नहीं है ना
Such
फाइन ठीक
I
है
yeah, exactly. You. I mean,
या
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that guy. People keep telling he's from Austria. Please don't fall too much into that's an Australian league. Blah blah blah. The first 2 3 goals that Haaland scored, any league, even if it was against Barcelona, the defenders would have struggled. The guy
yeah
is
Yeah.
quality.
yeah I mean I okay people keep arguing 108 million नहीं है ठीक है मत दो भाई but they had the money to sign Bellingham they had the money to sign Haaland definitely would have gone for Grealish which we did not so these are the things that the board did absolutely fuck up but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer himself uh, couple things that actually I did not like about Ole all this while. One is that he's not tough enough in terms of dealing with his players. He tends to back players beyond you
What's
know
needed?
yeah, I mean it's just like blind faith on his players. You cannot have blind
Yeah,
faith on your players when you're managing a club of this stature. No matter how much salary of playing that player. I mean that's just something else that
yeah.
doesn't have to account. Another thing is Harry Maguire was made the captain in 3 months, 4 months, I don't know what time. Which club does that?
Indeed.
You have David De Gea, who is a better captaincy suited material for the club. I know he didn't play well last season, but you're looking at the squad. Marcus Rashford would
No,
have made more sense. Marcus Rashford would have made
yeah,
more sense.
yeah, that's what I would have said. Forget it. Give it to a young man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Give it
and
to
he's
give it to
someone.
someone from the club.
There
He's
was a
someone
game
who's
where
born
Axel
with the club.
Tuanzebe was a captain
Yeah,
of
Yes.
the
Tuanzebe
game.
was
Yeah,
the captain against
in
in the
the Carabao
Capital
Cup.
One
Yeah,
Cup. Yeah, in the
Carabao.
Capital One Cup when a 16-year-old scored against us at Old Trafford and took us to penalties. But again, Ole is done. For me, if Ole gets sacked, it will personally hurt me even more because I have an Ole jersey right now. So I paid all the bucks for it and he's not there. But I personally don't even see him uh, looking at the way things are going because um, when LVG was sacked, that was after the FA Cup final. United's sources, United's whatever market is there in the media came out saying that LVG is going to be sacked, and that is exactly what happened. And there are similar ways that did happen with Jose. You're getting exactly the similar vibes that you're getting right now with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah,
We play Newcastle. That Newcastle game goes anyway wrong, he's done. Unfortunately, he's done. I feel unfortunately because you look at the squad we had for before lockdown, it was terrible. I know we signed Fernandes, but where was Rashford? Where was Pogba? If those two were there, where was Martial? We didn't have these players for a lot of the season. It was only after lockdown that we had a really good run and we finished well. So I don't know, man. I mean, as much as I like Pochettino, as much as I feel he's better suited to the club, then why not sign him then and there when he was there available 2 years back? This is absolute shambles. This absolutely does not make sense. And this is just another example of what the club keeps on doing. This might end up being another PR thing,
indeed.
sacking someone, getting the media attention, signing Mauricio Pochettino, getting the media attention. Then Pochettino somehow for the next 4 5 weeks keeps on getting that attention. If United in January then go on and sign a player of some caliber that gets attention. Then United finish well, do not finish well, that gets attention. So it's just basically they want to grab the world's attention by something or the other. Because the transfer window went really bad, they're going to sack Ole now, make him the scapegoat somehow, which you cannot be a scapegoat for individual mistakes. I'm sorry. I know the manager is the controlling part of the club, but Harry Maguire, you cannot be sacked for Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire needs to be sacked for Harry Maguire.
Truly, bro. I mean, see, again,
Uh,
this is what a lot of people keep telling. Whenever Harry Maguire makes such howlers, and there are plenty of people coming up and saying, Ole is not coaching him well.
What can you do, man?
I mean, see, I have played the least credible form of football in my entire life. To be commenting on a player like a Harry Maguire who's playing for such a big club like Manchester United, earning so much, and has done such a good job in the World Cup and stuff like that. If Harry Maguire himself he thinks that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't train him well, due to which he pulled Luke Shaw down, oh my God, that guy shouldn't be playing football. He should be retiring tomorrow morning. If that's what he thinks, if that's what anyone thinks, they should not be talking about football. This is the current state of the club. Guys, at Sound of Manchester here, we've been trying to maintain as much positivity as possible. Uh, it's been difficult. It's been a difficult run for all of us. Yeah, yesterday night was a traumatic night to say anything. I went in to sleep at 5 o'clock in the night. Um, it was similar with most people.
Yeah,
Uh, we have plenty of big things planned up, but again, every time we come up on the screen, it's almost seems like we're doing an obituary video. Someone had died literally. The vibe is such right now. And again, as Ed Woodward famously says, the fans are to be blamed for the negativity that is surrounding
yeah,
the club right now.
fan hysteria.
Yeah, the fans hysteria. Fans are being
Yeah, yeah,
too
and also
stupid. Yeah,
also
yeah,
security has been beefed up around his house.
yeah. I think yeah that the this came
basically
around
the
3 days before the transfer window closed. That October
basically
2nd
the
or something,
people basically the
the
people
security
who
was
are
increased. Yeah, the
yeah,
security was increased. I think that was the moment I felt okay. Yeah, this is the end of Sancho. I think he realized it. The fans are going to go berserk. And had not it been for the COVID-19 situation, I think we would have seen a legit proper attack. I don't wish to encourage such things, but I think we could have seen a legit attack, a bigger one than the last time, and the one that happened last time. I think this really had the material in it.
यार बेसिकली वो पनवाड़ी का दुकान होता है ना जहाँ पे पनवाड़ी अगर पनवाड़ी कभी
Yeah.
कस्टमर पे ही चिल्ला दे या फिर
Hmm.
तुम जाओ बहुत गर्दी है यहाँ पे अभी काम नहीं होगा पान नहीं
Yeah.
मिलेगा बहुत गर्दी है basically that is what Ed Wood was doing, right? The people who are paying you the money to sit in that huge mansion, have a drink while you laugh at the situation of the club while you're minting the money for your owners who are paying you huge dividends out of it. He sits in that Old Trafford chair as if it doesn't bother him what is happening on the pitch. And you end up blaming the fans? I mean, what do
Yeah.
you expect? This is, at the end of the day, it's a sport. It is all about the fans. If the
Yeah,
fans
indeed.
are not happy, what are you doing? You're not doing your job.
Indeed. This blame game will continue. And again, I really wanted to put it out there as clear as possible. I'm very disappointed with the signings, not with the players, not with the players personally or anything. It is with the way these players came
Exactly.
in.
I mean,
And
yeah,
that is what I
Cavani
think
comes
a lot of
Cavani
people
comes
have
and scores 15
100%.
goals.
Yeah, everyone, I think most people would echo with this
Yeah.
similar sentiment. If these people are ending up playing, doing a great job, no one would be as happy as us. That is for sure. That is given. At this point, before we end, what the only thing I could say is we can just hope for the best to happen, which seems highly unlikely. I really think Pochettino might be the Manchester United manager before the end of 2020, which is a sad thing for Ole. But that is currently the state of affairs at Manchester United, and that is what we have from Sound of Manchester. Thank you so much for watching. I know it must have been a painful 30-40 minutes, but it was equally painful for us to be recording and talking about this stuff. We hope there'll be some positive stuff for us to talk about, and maybe uh, make a more celebratory video. We'll keep working on that. And until then, thank you so much for watching this video. Like it, share it, subscribe it with your friends, and keep tuned in to Sound of Manchester.
And watch some French Open and IPL and the
Yeah,
F1. Don't watch United.
for some time. Yeah. Thank you.
Unless you're supporting RCB, don't.